Hi ladies, happy Monday. So Maya and I are hopping on here to start a new little tradition that we're going to be doing to answer some questions and get deeper into the problems that, us moms and women are having in our day-to-day life. So each week we will have a topic that we will go over. And here is Maya.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Alrighty. Can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yes. So
Okay,
I was
perfect.
just saying that we are starting a new thing that will be coming on here and discussing some problems that us women are having in our day-to-day life, and we will just try to guide and uncover to make life fun, which it should be, right? So today's
Absolutely.
topic, we have not having enough time. And Maya, did you want to say anything about like the change of the group and where our mission is with?
No, we're just really trying to hone in and be able to provide other moms and women support. So we're gonna just hone in on different problem areas and try to help you each week with some solutions, and so that you have more energy and feel less overwhelmed and stressed out, because I know that as a busy mom myself, I am sorry. I've got a smoke detector that's beeping, so sorry.
That's fine.
That's yours?
Yeah, my smoke.
I thought it was my
Turn it
house.
off.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. So anyway, today we are going to talk about not having enough time. So, which is sort of an epidemic of feeling like you don't have enough time, because really you do. You kind of have endless amount of time until, the end of time. So
Right.
it's sort of just more of a mindset than anything else. But so we wanted to give each week, what we're going to do is we're going to provide, talk about one topic and then give kind of three solutions that you can try to incorporate into your life. So the first thing around not having enough time is to evaluate your to-do list and figure out what's a priority and what's not.
We have
I don't
so
know,
much on our to-do list, and
yeah, and it's not really like a priority. So if you make this big list and it's like all the things, it's not a priority. So maybe pull out the things that are need to be done in order for the family to survive,
right.
or the must do's. And so it's not, so for me today, it's bring my son to school. And then it's and then I have specific tasks that I'm going to do for work wise. And then in the evening, it's make dinner, so there's the things that have to be done. And then there's the things that are I'm trying to think of other things that are on my list. But just things that aren't as much of a priority, or that you can, well, this goes into the next bullet point, but things that you can hand off to somebody else, like your spouse or your partner, or just cross it off because it's actually doesn't even have to be done.
Right. And I heard this analogy, which I think is pretty cool, is to looking at tasks and to-do lists as if, when you get mail in your house or even in your inbox, I think 95% of it is junk, and it's that's pretty much what it is. And just to prioritize that, put that to the side and then just focus on the most important things. And
right.
When you tap into your into your gut, you'll know what the next thing that you need to do. And it's something that I felt this weekend. We were painting a room in my house, and I mean there was just endless things to do, and I almost feel like I got nothing done, but the main thing was done. So it's just focusing on
one thing,
the positive, right? And that's what it was. And it did come with a lot of other things, but that's okay. We got done, and it's Monday. And it's also you have to let things go as well. So okay, so today's a new day. Now we have
Right.
another to-do list, you know, so you don't want to carry that over to the next day once it's done. So it's like releasing
exactly.
it.
So kind of like focus in, you know, aside from like the things of whatever, you know, like feeding your kids in the morning and like doing those like baseline survival things. And then after that, pick one thing that really is your priority. And then if you get that done, then maybe you can work on something else, but it doesn't all like, you don't have to get it all done in one day, because that is just, it's just not reasonable.
Exactly.
You know? So, and I know I've done a lot of work on this, but like this weekend, I didn't clean. Instead, I focused on, you know, getting the kids were super excited about holidays. And so we got a tree and we decorated and there was glitter everywhere and it was like crazy, but you know what? And the floor was like covered in crumbs when I woke up this morning, but it was like, I just sat and thought about the joy that my children had. And I was like, that is so much more important than having
memories,
a
you know,
clean floor.
You're creating memories. And that's what I had on Saturday. On Saturday, after one round of like the painting, we were just so tired. We laid out the couch that we have like spreads out. We just laid out, watched a movie, ordered it in, and it was amazing. Lit the fireplace, you know, and then the next day we had to go back to work, but we rewarded ourselves, you know, after a holiday. And I'm like, oh, I should have went to bed, but you know what? Like those memories, my nephew was here. We did Elf on the Shelf, you know, like we just had amazing, amazing time.
Right. So eliminate should from your vocabulary.
Right. And just be forgiving, you know, and then our third tip is to batch like-minded tasks together. So when you have the momentum of anything, if you follow up with a similar task, you know, you get it done a lot quicker. So I know Maya and I do, when we do our podcast, which is out, you know, now, and you guys can listen to it now. It's amazing. When we record it, we do too, because you know what? We have the equipment set up, we have the computer out, we have everything printed, and we're there, you know? So we do one, you know, back to back, we're prepared. And, you know, instead of taking another half hour, you know, putting it together and then putting it away, it's like, it's already there. We just show up, just do it. And it's like much.
It's like that. It's like that mobilization and demobilization. Like I think of it in my previous lives, I worked for an environmental consulting firm, and it was like when there was a construction site, it was like the mobilization and the demobilization was like a whole different, like the more you had to mobilize and demobilize, the bigger your budget was going to be. So, you know, it's like simplifying like that. And so, and the same thing, you know, whether it's work or, you know, personal life, same thing. Like if you're going to be doing some cooking, batch your cooking together. Like this weekend I did some cooking, and so I actually like cooked a few things in the oven, and then my oven needed to actually be cleaned because I had a little spillage. And so I went ahead and put it on, you know, self-clean, and that heated up the house. So it was just like, you know, and it's actually simplified versus kind of like, you know, getting the oven preheated again and getting the mixer out again. I just did it all together, and then it was like, okay, head over to the sink, load the dishwasher, you know, that stuff. So it's all like
also
together.
Another thing that worked for me, it came to me like laundry. So I used to do laundry like every other day just so I don't have a pile to do, but you know, now I realize I'd rather do it like twice a week. And even if it's more, you know, I'm sitting down, I'm folding, I'm in the process, maybe I'm watching Netflix or whatever as I'm doing it. It takes a little bit longer. But I don't have to go, you know, in and out, and out. This way, it's like, it just gets.
Absolutely.
And I'm not like, oh my gosh, holy shit, all week I'm doing laundry. That's how I felt, you know?
Right. And constantly having like baskets everywhere as they pile up during the week. So instead, that's what I do now. My daughter actually loves folding laundry. She actually, when Brody was in the tub last night, she folded laundry for me without me even asking. It's amazing. So, but.
That's why we have kids.
So it's coming back. It's coming back to me. So what I'll do sometimes is when I do have, you know, 2 or 3 loads at once, I'll just bring it all down and pour it on the living room floor, and it'll just be this like party, you know, and Brody will be like jumping on the pile, which can be, you know, a little distracting. But
My
we're
baby
just
does the same. She loves, you know, it's a mess anyway. So she's going like this, thinking, you know, she's doing something, and I'm like, yeah,
right,
you know, it's cute.
right,
So having
yeah,
fun with tasks as well. You know, life shouldn't be that serious. So, yeah. So those are our tips for creating more time in your life, and it's all in a mindset. You know, if you're feeling overwhelmed, maybe take a couple deep breaths and just ask yourself, like, what is the next thing I should do? You know,
yeah.
and
What's the next one priority?
maybe writing them all down, and then maybe just writing 1, 2, 3 to the most important ones. You know, whatever works for you. I can
Right.
do it mentally. Sometimes it helps if I write it. You know, but or ask for help. Asking for help, just
Yes.
talking it out really helps as well.
Yeah.
When I talk it out, I'm not as overwhelmed because I'm like, oh, that's all I have to do, you know?
Right. Or when a task is like literally takes you a minute or
Yeah.
5 minutes to do, you're like, wow, I got myself all like in a tizzy
Right.
about my to-do list when like these 3 things were literally took me 5 minutes, you know.
One last tip I want to give to minimize distractions on your social media or your, you know, put on your phone on do not disturb, because it's easy to be doing one thing and then just like, you know, thinking you have a couple seconds and you're there for like a minute or two. It adds up. You could be doing a minute or two on something else. So I know I did that today and I'm just like, whoa, you know, I woke myself up. I'm like, that's not what I should be doing.
Right, absolutely.
So
awesome. Well, thank you everyone for watching, and we will probably be back, you know, posting later this week about the same topic, and then we'll be back live next Monday.
yes, see you then.
All right, bye.
Bye.